Hey everyone, back tonight with chapter 40 of Job. This is what it talks about. It says, "And the Lord said to Job, shall a fault finder contend with the Almighty? He who argues with God, let him answer it." So they're basically telling Job, if you're going to argue with me, then state your case. Why do you question my authority, pretty much? Job promises silence. Then Job answered the Lord and said, "Behold, I am of small account. Why shall I answer you? I laid my hand on my mouth. I have spoken once, and I will not answer. Twice, but I will proceed no further." The Lord challenges Job. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind or out of the tornado, and said, "Dress for action like a man. I will question you, and you make it known to me. Will you even put me in the wrong? Will you condemn me that you may be in the right?" So God's basically saying, "Job, how dare you condemn me?" God's saying, "I am God. You're my creation. I am the creator. How dare you judge what I do?" So, in reality, human beings shouldn't dare judge what God does, because He's God, and He can do whatever He wants. So who are we to judge what God does? He's the one who created us, so there you go. It says, will you even put me in the wrong? Will you condemn me that you may be in the right? Have you an arm like God? And can you thunder with a voice like His? Adorn yourself with majesty and dignity. Clothe yourself with glory and splendor. Pour out the overflowings of your anger, and look on everyone. And look on everyone who is proud and embrace him. Look on everyone who is proud and bring him low, or bring him humbled, and tread down the wicked where they stand." So God's telling Job that if you're going to accuse me of things, then I'll show you who I truly am, pretty much. Let's go back to verse 10. It says, "Adorn yourself," or my bad. It says actually go back to verse 9. Have you an arm like God, and can you thunder with a voice like His? God has a thundering voice, like thunder. "Adorn yourself with majesty and dignity. Clothe yourself with glory and splendor. Pour out the overflowings of your anger." God pours out His anger. He pours out His wrath. We see that. "And look on everyone who is proud and abase him, or humble him, or destroy him." God hates pride. "Look on everyone who is proud and bring him low, or humble him. And tread down the wicked, or destroy the wicked." God hates the wicked. "Where they stand. Hide them all in the dust together. Bind their faces in the world below." Which is good verse 13. It breaks that down. Where it says the world below. Let's go back to that real quick. What verse was it? Okay, verse 13. "Hide them all in the dust together. Bind their faces in the world below. Then will I also acknowledge to you that your own right hand can save you." Let's go back to verse 13. Let's see real quick. Alright, I was making sure I didn't skip over anything. It says, "Hide them all in the dust together, bind their faces in the world below. Then I will also acknowledge to you that your own right hand can save you. Behold, Behemoth, which I made as I made you. He eats grass like an ox." Behemoth was basically like it was described, and it has the definition right here. It says Behemoth usually refers to cattle, but in at least one other reference, it most likely signifies a hippopotamus. It is almost universally so interpreted in this passage, taking the descriptions of verse 16 through 18 as poetical, extravagant. Some, however, suppose that the description requires some kind of mythical beast to be in view, as a parallel to Leviathan, which Leviathan was actually like a crocodile. So the first opinion is simpler. So basically, it says in verse 15, "Behold, Behemoth," which is actually a cow, "which I made as I made you. He eats grass like an ox. Behold, his strength is in his loins, and his power in the muscles of his belly. He makes his tail stiff like a cedar. The sinews of his thighs are knit together. His bones are tubes of bronze. His limbs like bars of iron. He is the first of the works of God. Let him who made him bring near his sword. Read that again. He is the first of the works of God. Let him who made him bring near his sword. Read that again. That's just very interesting there, verse 19. It says that he is the first of the works of God. Let him who made him bring near his sword. For the mountains yield food for him, where all the wild beasts play. Under the lotus plants he lies, in the shelter of the reeds and the marsh. For his shade the lotus trees cover him. The willows of the brooks surround him. Behold, if the river is turbulent, he is not frightened. He is confident, though Jordan rushes against his mouth. The Jordan River, of course. Can one take him by his eyes, or pierce his nose with a snare? Of course, you can't really do a cow like that. I mean, it's kind of hard to move them along, per se. So that's verse 40. Basically, it's just God continuing, telling Job, how dare you, question my authority? Who are you to question me? God says, I am the creator. Job, you're your creation. How dare the creation judge the creator? How dare we as humans judge what God does? God is just nobody. He's God. We can't. Who are we to judge him? He can do whatever he wants. He's God. So and then also Job promises silence. Job's just silent. He says, God just blows his mind. He's just like, I'm an idiot. How dare I question God? And Job's he's dumbfounded. And then the Lord challenges Job again. Job, how dare you? God continues to just, how do I say this? God continues I guess you could say, just continues, saying, how dare you question me? I mean, God's pretty pissed off, to be honest. God does not like to be, God does not like to be questioned or judged, because he's God. How dare us as human beings question what he does? I mean, he's God. He can do whatever he wants. Who are we to question him, or who are we to judge him? So, chapter 40 pretty much, and I'll be back with 41 here shortly.